this is essentially what we're expecting through the next few days to happen in the UK. Now, Friday, fine day for most of us, a few showers here and there. Those showers continuing across northwest Scotland overnight. But then, if I take a look at the start of Saturday and zoom out a little bit, you can see the jet stream there, a very powerful jet stream moving across the Atlantic. And in this highly, well, zonal state, that's what we call it, when things are moving in from the west in an almost straight line. And you can see the isobars becoming more tightly packed across northwestern parts of the UK, these areas of low pressure pushing into Iceland. So the winds are going to be strengthening. Those winds bringing very mild, moist airs, this plume of higher temperatures, but also higher humidities, and pointing along the isobars, so pointing directly into northwestern parts of the UK. And it's one of those events where we don't see a weather front move in, cross the country and clear through. It becomes aligned with the isobars, aligned with the wind direction, which will be southwesterly. And that means that it's going to stick around. Once it sets in, Saturday afternoon, it's going to continue to pour down across parts of Scotland, Northern Ireland, northwest England, North and West Wales through the second half of Saturday, all of Sunday, and through to the start of Monday. And you can see here these weather fronts moving into Saturday, and then essentially we've got this plume of concentrated, mild, moist air pointing directly towards northwestern parts of the UK. These weather fronts doing something that we call waving, so we get the warm front moving through, cold front starts to edge south, then another warm front develops on it, that's the wave. So ripples along that line of rain, pushing heavier pulses of wet weather in from time to time as well. And because these strong southwesterly winds will be moving into higher parts of the UK, the hills of western Scotland, northwest England, North Wales and so on, it's those higher parts that are the greatest risk of seeing really significant rainfall accumulations, and in particular Cumbria. That's the location we've got the highest concern for. Of course, it's a resilient part of the country, so you need a lot of rain to cause significant impacts in Cumbria, but we are expecting a lot of rain through the next 3 days. Let's take a look at the rainfall forecast then, and if I remove that, let's get rid of the cloud as well so we can focus on the rain. We do have one weak band of rain clearing through Friday. That's out of the way then. It's a dry start for many of us this weekend. Some decent sunny spells aside from a few mist patches towards the south and the east. But here comes the rain. It sets in, becoming heavy and persistent across the north and west of Scotland, Northern Ireland as well, around lunchtime on Saturday. And then it essentially continues through Saturday. You can see the brighter colours coming and going, so we've got the rain pulsating, it's heavy on and off, and particularly over hills. You can see it's going to turn especially heavy on Saturday night into the start of Sunday. Western's got Northern Ireland, northwest England, North and West Wales. That rain band edging a little bit further southeast, but essentially this whole zone of northwestern parts of the UK just seeing the persistent and very wet weather. Barely a drop of rain reaches parts of the Midlands, the east and southeast of England, and even the southwest, parts of South Wales don't see any rain until early Monday. But we put some detail on the rainfall accumulations because we are expecting a substantial amount of rain to accumulate. And this graphic here shows the rolling rainfall accumulations, so it's starting off Friday lunchtime, already some rain across the country because of that weaker front moving through. But if I press play, and then you can see, I'll just move it over here, press play, then you can see those blues are becoming darker across western Scotland as the rain begins to build up. The brighter colours emerge where you see more than 100 millimetres of rain. Into Sunday, that starts to happen across higher parts of western and southwestern Scotland, northwest England, and eventually parts of North Wales as well, western parts of Northern Ireland. And look at the rainfall totals for the start of Monday. We've got fairly widely over higher parts of western Scotland, northwest England, 100 millimetres or more. But this is the area of greatest concern. We've got the much darker colours here, the reds corresponding to 200 or more millimetres of rainfall in a fairly small part of Cumbria, but of course that's where the highest ground is over Cumbria. And that amount of rain, even for a resilient part of the UK, building up through the next few days could cause some significant impacts. We're talking about surface water flooding and we're talking about river flooding as well, so flooding to homes and businesses. There is that elevated risk, not just for Cumbria, western Scotland as well, parts of Northern Ireland, North and West Wales, so those are other areas of concern because of the build-up of wet weather. This time, South Wales, southwest England, which suffered, those areas suffered from rainfall earlier in the week because of Storm Bram, not as much rainfall. And you can see a dry weekend for some eastern and southeastern parts of England, so really significant contrasts. But what I would urge you to do, if you are in those areas affected by the heavy rain, is to stay up to date with the very latest weather warnings. And you can do that via the Met Office website and app. And of course, we'll keep you updated through the Met Office YouTube channel.